boys. I have done it again. Marketplace, actually not even Marketplace, technically. Craigslist, which I guess is a marketplace. So I got on Craigslist last night, was cruising around looking for just stuff, and you know, sometimes things just pop up on there. This freaking unit popped up. It is a 2012 Volkswagen Golf, and this is the 2.5 liter 5-cylinder with 5-speed manual. So listen to this unit. So this thing is basically half of a Lamborghini. It has a 5-cylinder motor in it, engine, 5-speed manual transmission, and when you cut off the exhaust, they kind of sound like a V10. You just have a little bit of that thing. So if you guys are familiar with like Lamborghinis, R8s, or even like the Audi, like the RS3s, which those have the Daza or the TTRS, the turbo 5-cylinder, which literally is like half of a Huracan engine. I don't think this shares a lot of stuff with it, but it is a 5-cylinder. It makes kind of cool noises. So I've always been curious about these little Golfs. Car that first like kind of got me into cars to a certain extent. I think I was like 12 years old. Black Golf GTI. I drove by my grandma's house. I was in the front yard. Little turbo whooshy noise, and then like a like blow off valve. And I was like, what was that? It had like an HKS blow off valve, and I was like, there's no way. And after that, I just thought like a little Golf was the coolest car in the world because it made like turbo noises. And I wanted that. That was like, that infected me when I was a little kid. Now I hope I can do that with you guys with all of the projects and stuff that I'm doing. Or if I see a kid like on the side of the road or something and I'm in something cool, I always try to make a little noise, hopefully to infect them for the future too. But yeah, just driving this thing back to the shop. Got a really good deal on it. It seems really, really solid. They have cheap turbo manifolds for these things, but overall I think what I kind of want to do is just cut off the exhaust and maybe take it to the road course, since I don't have any cars that are like road course worthy. Maybe do some turbo stuff, maybe do some, I mean, we're cutting off the exhaust for sure. I know that's one thing that's happening. Drive back to the shop and then see what the guys think of it and what I bought myself. I told Eric that I bought a baby Lamborghini. Basically it's a half a Lambo. What do you think it is?
I have no idea.
You've probably always...
First thing that came to mind was like a Honda Beat.
Why a Honda Beat?
I don't know, it's little.
It sounds like a Lambo. How about that? And it's similar to your Civic. And it's going to put a whooping on your Civic.
Hell no.
It's going to put a whooping on the Civic. All right. Are you ready? All right, come on out. Let's look at it. What do you think of that unit?
Definitely not winning.
You don't think it's going to win? Why not?
Is this a GTI?
No, it's better. This is the best one they have. This is the 2.5 liter 5-cylinder. Okay. So it's a half of a Lamborghini. It's literally like a 5 liter V10. This is a 2.5 liter 5-cylinder. When you accelerate, the noise that it makes, it has some Lambo in there. Yeah. It's got a couple dents.
Knock it out.
You know, there's actually a door at the junkyard that's just right down the street. $150 and it's already black. Drives good, it shifts good. The seats are like really bolstered and nice. I found this last night on the internet. First thing I did was I went on the internet and I typed in, I think it's called an 07K or an 07 something, but it's like a thing. People are starting to turbo them. A company makes like a cheaper turbo manifold, and there's a guy that like tunes the stock ECU as far as I know. Another guy, they put like an ECU master in it. Stock, they make like 170 horse. With the turbo, another YouTube channel, I think it was like a CO built or something like that, with an ECU master on pump gas on 12 pounds of boost, it made like 330 horse, 315 horse, I think, on 12 pounds, which is not terrible, you know? And it was just like a max speeding rods turbo sort of deal. I kind of want to pull it in right now and cut off the muffler. Yeah, let's do it. I kind of want to cut it off. How about, you want to go for a drive? Oh, check this out too. That unit. We stopped up at True Focus Fab when we were up there picking up this unit. Look at that guy. This thing is crazy. So this is for our Power Stroke product line. I think that's a little better than my version of it. So, and then they welded the back too on the back side, and then they just ground it off. Let's go rip this thing. I think you're gonna be intrigued by it. I'll let you drive it. You got to drive it and see what you think. We're gonna litter here for a minute. I got a good deal though. Yeah. It's a 2012. It has Bluetooth. It has heated seat. Look at that. I think you're gonna fall in love. It's pretty quiet though. Like it's a nice, like it drives like a nice car. It's torquey. It does have some torque. All right, now floor it. Just. It's just,
It's quiet.
it's
though, I hear
almost
that.
there. It has that, like, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's there.
Slow rev, but it's...
Yeah, if it revved a little bit faster, you rev it in first. Go out and rev her out in first. If you look at the speedo, that thing's ripping.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
Just smooth.
it's not bad. Like, it's pretty decent. Like, look at that. Like, we're already up to the speed limit.
Yeah.
This thing with some boosts would be pretty cool, and I think we could do it on a budget. I want to put some like tires on this thing and take it to the road course.
Yeah.
Because I don't have anything road course ready. Because I either have like the Supra, which is a road course car, S14, which is torn apart, the 7.3 Godzilla, which is just too belligerent. Whereas this thing, you could go out there and just beat the crap out of it. And these engines are crazy because they're like Volkswagen's most reliable engine. Because they're the most reliable engine, they don't blow up, which means if you go to the junkyard, they're like $280, like already on a pallet, ready to go. There's 10 of these engines within like a 50-mile range of where we're at for like under $500. So let's say we do turbo it, blow it up, playing around with some stuff, and then we just say, hey, let's go get another one and do it again. It's cheaper than a K-Series. Well, that dent looks a little worse. Looks a little worse from back here. But hey, you know, this is an R&D car. How about that? Oh, that's it. We gotta change that. Check out that bad boy right there. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units ready to rip. I think we need to pull the air filter out of it. And then I just want to put a turbo on it. Right back there. I don't know anything about like tuning these things. I just seen that people did it, and I said, well, if they could do it, I could freaking do it. And here we are. 2.5 liters of fury. All right, so we got the air filter off of this thing, but look at that. There's not even a mass airflow sensor on it. So you know what that means? That means that this thing's speed density already. It's just ready to rip. Look at that. Look at all that room for a turbo. What we do is we just 90 that thing, bring it straight up, and or we could just stick a turbo down there. Let's fire it up right now with this and see what it sounds like. You can't hear it. Just a smidge better. Like, it's not slow, but it's not fast either, you know? If it had brake pads, some brake fluid, and some like 200 treadwear tires, like this thing would be a freaking blast on the road course. So up underneath the car, there's not really a good spot, right? There's this thing, which is like a slip joint connector. There's this, which is a resonator. There's this, which is a muffler. And then in the back, there's another big giant muffler right here. So obviously if we could just disconnect it right here, we could see how it sounds. But, well, I wonder, maybe do we just freaking cut it right there and call that good? Because then we could always get a new one of these sleeves, yeah. You know, like if we wanted to put it back to stock, which I don't know why we'd want to put it back to stock, but you know, you might want to put it back to stock. Blast it right there. We'll go. All right, ready? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Lambo. E-brake works really good though. I'll show you the e-brake. It's so neutered right now. Yeah. It just doesn't want to do anything. Like, it definitely doesn't sound like a Lamborghini yet.
The SPA thing would be cool.
Turbo manifold and some boost and a tune where you can do some belligerent stuff. That'd be it. Kind of the same but different, huh? I mean, these are arch rivals right here. We're supposed to hate each other. Volkswagen versus Japanese, you know, like all of it. But it is kind of interesting, like how similar they kind of look. This one's giant compared to that one, though. Look how much bigger this thing looks like, a minivan compared to that. compared to the Civic. Like the Civic by itself doesn't look that small, but then you park it next to this thing. Look how tall the roof line is still. This quarter panel definitely looks a lot worse. Like when you're not driving it, I would say. I don't know. I don't really care a whole lot about it. I just kind of wanted to have fun with it. But look at it. I like this. That's how you open the back. And it came with some stuff. Came with some jumper cables, some extra oil. We should be good for the long haul. It's a nice unit though. I really never had one. And then now as an adult, I guess I get to do silly stuff like buy $1,000 Volkswagen Golfs. I don't know. What do you think? Should we do a little battle?
Yes.
I think I'd whoop you.
No.
I think this thing with some boost would put a whooping on the Civic. I mean, that is a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder, but it is fully built. It's got pistons, rods, cam, turbo, all the other stuff. Obviously, this thing would basically be 100% stock other than a turbo and a tune. I mean, I don't know how I feel about this because, I mean, that was my car at one point in time and I tuned it and, like, I would probably end up tuning it. I could sabotage you a little bit. Turn it, like, do something where, like, as soon as the intake air temp gets a little hot, it turns it down a little bit. It is really crazy how much power you can make on a Honda. For example, the Sleeper Civic that we did. So I watched the video last night of the guys tuning one of these things. 12 pounds of boost on stock engine 91, 2.5 liter. It made like 315. Whereas on the Sleeper Civic, which was a bone stock B18 B1, which is an LS engine on pump gas, 91 pump gas on 12 pounds of boost, a little bit better turbo, but a smaller turbo, made 330. Yeah. On our dyno, obviously there's differences in dynos and stuff like that too, but like Hondas just make power. It's pretty stupid, but I mean, it's cool. It's cool when you have Hondas, but not when you're racing them. So I don't know. I think this thing's funny.
You never know. It might just be in like unusable power at the track, and this might be the perfect track car. So
yeah, well, we could turn yours down too. I don't know. I want to do some road course stuff with it. I want to take it out on like the drag strip and mess around with Eric a little bit. I don't know. I just think it's funny. It's a fun car. So I know a lot of you guys probably growing up, or this was your first car, or you knew somebody who had one of these and you always wanted to turbo the 5-cylinder. I've always seen these things. And a couple years ago, we went out to Connecticut when we were building the R32 GTR. Tommy had I think it was a Mark 7 or Mark 8 Golf that they had the Daza swap. So it was a Golf R that they swapped with the 5-cylinder Audi RS3 engine, and it had like, I think, a bigger turbo and some other stuff, but like that thing was freaking sick, the noises that it made. And so this thing is like the ultra super budget version of that. So I think it'd be cool to see how much we could turbo this thing for, how much power it makes, and basically what it sounds like, because I just like playing with things.